Hey, you guys, on today's show, the drama, the drama with this Blake Lively and Taylor Swift thing has sent me. I am so excited that both these heifers are getting exposed. So stick around for that today on the Angela Box Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Box. Show your personality.
Okay, now a lot of you may not have followed this pop culture story, admittedly, but I think it's really, it kind of crosses into politics in so many, as so many things do. Here's what's going on. So a year or so ago, Blake Lively, who let us stipulate, Blake Lively is an asshole. Ryan Reynolds is an asshole. They've always been assholes. I've never liked them. She's a basic Becky. She's a Tammy Tryhard. He is the epitome of a Tammy Tryhard or a Tommy Tryhard. Like, I cannot stand that guy. Anyway, they were like besties, like super besties with Taylor Swift, who is another Tammy Tryhard basic Becky. Taylor Swift, no matter how she tries, no matter what kind of gross lyrics she writes about Travis Kelce's wood, nothing's going to make this heifer sexy. Nothing. She's just not. Okay. Now, is she empirically talented? Sure. Fine. Whatever. If you like her little music, I like about 2 Taylor Swift songs and not even that much. But, she's got just an empire that the likes of which we've never seen before. But she's built this kind of reputation on being like super nice, and she's a nice girl, and she's a dork, you guys. Like, she's a dork. And oh my god, she finally got the football player, you guys.
Aren't you gonna go get your crown?
No. Just gonna get the girdle.
Like, oh my god, the theater geek, the English teacher is dating the football coach, you guys. That's how she basically announced her stupid engagement to Tommy Tryhard, Travis Kelce, who is about to be not playing football anymore, I would imagine. And what will this lump of coal do then? I do not know. Don't care. Do I actually think they are going to get married? After this news, I don't think so. And here's why. So we've got the 2 basic Beckys, Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, besties forever and ever and ever. And then Blake Lively does this movie which is called It Ends With Us, which is unwatchable. Okay, don't bother. Blake Lively cannot act. She is terrible. She's not interesting. All she's got is good hair. Okay, she's had a nose job. Whatever. She's had a lot. She's had a lot of work done. And again, I don't even think her nose job is bad. I think her nose job is one of those ones that was like, okay, it helped her appearance. But stop pretending like you're some, goddess or whatever, Blake Lively. Like, you're not interesting. You're an asshole. You've been an asshole for a very, very long time, long before all of this came out. So they did this movie. It was about domestic violence. It was about DV, you guys. It's about DV, and it's very super serial. And so Justin Baldoni was this guy that no one really even knew of. He was on this show called Jane the Virgin. He's not, I mean, I guess he's cute. He's not really my cup of tea. Like, I find him to be very beta. And but as more's come out about him, it's like, this guy is a genuine guy and he believes what he says. And so, like, I can't be mad at him for that. But he's just kind of vanilla, and he's kind of like, he's a super feminist, and he's just, he's one of those. So he options the right to this book, and the book is called It Ends With Us. And the book It Ends With Us is about, this girl who has this years-long, decades-long, whatever, relationship with this guy. And, she finally gets out, and she's a strong, independent woman, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So in the movie, Justin decided to cast Blake Lively because for whatever reason, he thought, what we need is this level of actress right here. And so immediately from getting on the set, she starts like essentially trying to take the whole thing over. She starts just wielding her Hollywood influence because she thinks she's amazing. She's like, I'm married to Ryan Reynolds, and everybody loves Ryan Reynolds. Everyone thinks Ryan is the funniest guy in the world, and I'm his wife, and we're the cutest, and I'm best friends with Taylor Swift, and aren't I cool? Anyway, she starts wielding her influence and tries to take over the whole thing, okay? So time goes by, and the next we hear is that she's suing Justin Baldoni, again, this kind of beta, nice, ultra feminist, a guy that says things like, I need to examine my masculinity, and I need to, masculinity is very toxic. He's one of those guys. He's a leftist, okay? Huge leftist. But again, seems like a true believer, seems like a nice guy in a happy marriage. And a lot of people are thinking the reason that this went south is not only because Blake was trying to take over the show, but also because she caught feelings for him. And he was like, I'm not interested, sis. I'm happy. Have you seen my gorgeous wife? Like, I'm not interested in your dumpy ass. Okay. So anyway, in the end of 2024, she drops this lawsuit alleging that she was sexually harassed on the set. And she lists all these things out, and the New York Times did this story and like just put this guy on blast, okay? Made his life hell. And so for about like a week or so, people were like, holy crap, what is going on? And then when the other parts of the story started to come out, people were like, oh, this stinks. This stinks. Baldoni was basically saying, this heifer made my life hell. She was trying to take over the movie. She wanted to be a producer. She wanted to be a writer. She was not content with being an actress because Blake Lively is an insufferable asshole and she's a Tammy Tryhard. But at the end of the day, she's a basic bitch, okay? And she doesn't have that it factor that she so desperately thinks she does. P.S. Neither does Taylor Swift, okay? Which is probably why these two mean girls were best friends. Okay, you guys, you know how much I love Angel Lift. Angel Lift is this genius little thing that you put in your mouth, these little plastic silicone bands, and you put them in your mouth, and it plumps out your lips, and it makes you truly turn back the clock, okay? Because as you get older, you're going to notice, if you're not there yet, you'll notice soon, your mouth is going to start puckering up like it looks like you've been smoking on Marlboro Reds your whole life, okay? And as someone who drinks out of a straw and has my entire existence, basically, I've got that problem. And when I found Angel Lift, I don't know how I came across them, but I found them, and I've been using them religiously for years. And I sleep in them, and they're going to say, don't do that. Please don't do that. But I do. Whatever. So when you go to angellift.com and use the code Angela Box Show, you're going to get 10% off. Trust me when I tell you, especially ladies, okay? It's not a cute look to have a wrinkle mouth, okay? Get you some Angel Lift and stave off the visit to the filler lady, okay? Because you can get the same look as filler without having to get filler and for a lot less money. But trust me, get the professional grade ones because those are the best ones. angellift.com/Angela Box Show. Okay, so basically, Blake Lively was inserting herself into this, and then she claimed that Justin Baldoni was sexually harassing her and all the things. She basically got him fired from his agency. She tarnished his name. She tried to ruin this man. Because why? Because number one, he didn't like her, and number two, she wanted to take over the film and put on her big girl britches and be a big director and a writer. And he's like, no, that's not what I hired you for. You insufferable asshole. Anyway, well, a few months ago, there were a lot of texts that were alleged to have occurred. And one of the texts was that Blake Lively basically said that Taylor Swift, was one of her dragons, a reference to a Game of Thrones.
Dragons, Khaleesi. They can never be tamed. Not even by their mother.
Which I never saw Game of Thrones because I hate CGI and I hate fantasy and I don't care. Anyway, but it's a Game of Thrones reference. And the Game of Thrones was like, she's my dragon and Ryan's my dragon. And basically like, don't F with me, Justin. And the implication was that Taylor Swift and Blake Lively had this like thing going on where they were kind of conspiring behind the scenes to like F up the movie and to wrest control away from Justin Baldoni using the influence of Basic Becky Taylor Swift. Okay. Well, after that came out, Taylor was like, I had nothing to do with this. This is a lie. There was a situation where Justin Baldoni was basically ambushed at Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' penthouse apartment in New York City. And Taylor Swift came in and she was like, yeah, I love what you did with that rewrite. Like, it was amazing. Like, it was basically, like, put it up for a Pulitzer. It was so good. Like, basically, Blake Lively wanted to rewrite this stupid scene. And Justin Baldoni was like, you know, again, like, such a nice guy, just a people pleaser. He was like, okay, well, we can do that. Like, just not realizing he was being played from the beginning. And that is what is crazy. So, Taylor Swift, after this allegation that Blake Lively said was that, you know, Taylor was basically in on all this. Taylor was in on it from the beginning. She was with me trying to basically take control of this film. And, you know, it was a pretty obvious thing that we were doing. Like, Taylor knows everything. And Taylor comes out. She's like, I had nothing to do with this. Well, in the interim, Taylor gets booed at last year's Super Bowl, if you will remember. Her ass was booed. And it could have been for a couple things. Could have been because she showed that ass and decided she's like, I'm a crazy cat lady and I love Kamala Harris and you should vote for her too. And then 5 weeks later, she's like, but I'm engaged now, so I just want to be a trad wife. So this heifer was booed last year at the Super Bowl. And I think it's because of that. And I think it's because of this Blake Lively thing. People were like, something stinks. Okay, sister, like this is not smelling good. But because she distanced herself from this whole situation, people were like, okay, well, maybe Taylor isn't a mean girl after all, which I'm sorry. I never believed it for 1 second, okay? Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are both insecure, Tammy Tryhard, basic bitch, mean girls. And I knew from the jump that Blake was telling the truth about this because she couldn't lie if the texts were there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the text messages have been released, much to the consternation of the asshole Ryan Reynolds, the asshole Blake Lively, and the asshole Taylor Swift. And here's what some of them said. And y'all, it is worse than people had even thought. Like, people were like, oh, Taylor, she's so nice. She's such a nice person. Like, she would never do anything mean. It's like, hold up, because I'm getting to read some of these to you, and they are terrible. Y'all, this heifer was involved with everything. Okay, and on April 22nd, Lively asked her friend, the world-famous musician Taylor Swift, for help. Referring to Baldoni as, quote, this doofus director of my movie, she went on to describe him as a clown who thinks he's a writer now. As opposed to the Pulitzer Prize winning Blake Lively. Justin Baldoni's a writer now. You know, God forbid he goes in there and tries to fix up the script. Whatever. She asked Swift to endorse the revised script she was proposing, even without having read it. Quote, you don't have to read it, of course. Like, of course, I know you're so busy, like, coming up with TikToks and, pretending you're the nice girl on the block. And you're just like, who, me? I want another Grammy. I can't believe it. I know you're busy with that bullshit persona of yours, Taylor, but you don't even have to read it. Okay, continuing. Plaintiff's response. Lively asked Taylor Swift to endorse the revised script without having read it. Quote, and I sent Taylor the script on our way to my apartment because Justin was there, and I asked her to read them. I told her she didn't have to. I didn't want her to feel pressured to do that, but I hoped that she would. Again, the stupid thing that was rewritten that everybody was like, the original was better. This is stupid. And Blake is out there acting like that she's the one that created the new dialogue and did everything. And she was like behind the scenes being a director and a producer. And like this doofus clown, Justin Baldoni, didn't know what the hell he was doing. It was all me, you guys. And her asshole, squinty, rat-faced husband, Ryan Reynolds, was helping her the entire time. I'll continue. Lively respectfully refers the court to the cited source for blah, blah, blah. Okay, Swift agreed to do Lively's bidding, texting Blake, quote, "I'll do anything for you." Blake and Taylor met with Baldoni at Blake's apartment, where Swift endorsed the revised draft. Afterward, Lively wrote to Swift, quote, "You were so epically heroic today. I recapped every moment to Ryan. I kept remembering stuff. You making shit up about me in lenses and referring to yourself as my doll. This clown falling for all of it, but also resisting it. You are the world's absolute greatest friend." So basically, I'm going to make up a bunch of crap. You're going to co-sign it. You're gonna embellish it, and then we're gonna make fun of this guy because we're assholes. Okay, continuing. Disputed that Swift, quote, agreed to do Blake's bidding, quote, met with Baldoni or endorsed the revised draft. It absolutely, she did this. Okay, next. Okay, then this is what Lively said, that we all benefit from Blake's friendship with Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, and you will too, I can promise you. So basically saying, using her dragons as some sort of a, carrot for Justin Baldoni, because Justin Baldoni is just a dummy. Justin Baldoni is a dummy. And oh, by the way, I mean, there's more. There's a lot more, you guys. I would recommend, if you're into this story, just go find it on X. They're everywhere. But I want to continue on with this, because Taylor Swift has been trying to pretend that she has nothing to do with this. She would never do such a thing. And Blake Lively is a terrible human being, and she's using my name. She's putting, how dare you put my name in your mouth?
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
And have you have words come out of your mouth, blah, 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 when she was in on it the entire time. Now, then, it gets crazier, because Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, asshole 1, asshole 2, Tammy and Tommy Tryhard, two of the most insecure people on planet Earth, seemingly, even though they have kabillions of dollars and all the fame, they're just like jerks, okay? They're absolute jerks. They go and write their famous friends, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and they're like, "Hey, you guys," and Blake's like, "Hey, Ben," and remember, allegedly, Blake had an affair with Ben Affleck on The Town. I mean, this email, like, I'm not going to read it, I'm just going to summarize it, but she just sounds like such a simp for Ben Affleck. She's like, "Hi, Ben, please don't hang up. Hey, listen, I'm doing this movie, and this guy's like a total dweeb, and like he's made my life really bad. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's in a cult, you guys. Like, hey, Ben, he's in a cult, and anyway, we're having this like bake-off regarding the cuts of our movies. Like, he wants his movie to be cut the way he wants it, but I'm like, obviously, like, I'm the much better director because that's what I was hired for. So I want you to watch the movie, and you let me know what you think. Hint, hint, no pressure though. No pressure at all." And she and Ryan Reynolds did the same thing to Matt Damon and his wife. I mean, just gross. And it is quite the exploding scandal. And here's why. Because Hollywood is dying. Hollywood is dying very, very rapidly. Like, people are sick of these people. People don't like these people. They don't like fake people. They don't like people who are assholes, okay? The era of the asshole is over. Get the hint, Meghan Markle. But Taylor Swift has been dining out on this, apple pie, super sweet, just amazing, wonderful, homespun girl little shtick for these many years. And it's time to cut it down. Like, anyone who's known Blake Lively has known she's a just abysmal person for a very long time. And for the life of me, I'm like, why did she ever get work? Like, I will admit, if she plays herself, she's a passable actress, just like Meghan Markle, okay? If Meghan Markle is playing an unlikable bitch, she's fine, okay? Same with Blake Lively, okay? She has no range, all right? Blake Lively is her range. She plays herself, all right? So the fact that she's had this kind of long career, and then she hooks up with this Ryan Reynolds character, who all these stories have come out on what a jerk he is. Like, it's just so much comeuppance, so much schadenfreude to sit back and watch these people that have pretended to be, you know, these wonderful humanitarians, and they care about women, and, you know, girl code and girl boss and all that crap. It just turns out they're mean girls, okay? They're mean girls who are chronically insecure. All three of them are chronically insecure. Basic Becky's, Tammy Tryhards, and annoying Aggies, okay? They're all terrible people. And y'all, even though Justin Baldoni is, you know, basically a liberal white woman in a man's body, I've been Team Justin from day one on this. Like, I am so excited to see every single person, including Blake Lively's little WME, her agency that was in on this crap too, all the smearing she did from behind the scenes, with not one mention of Justin Baldoni sexually harassing her. Because again, I think that came about after Ryan got wind of her catching feelings for Justin. So she had to then say, well, but he was like sexually harassing me. Oh, poor me. Yeah, this thing is an onion, and it's getting peeled back, and it's going to stink the more and more it gets peeled. And I am here for it, you guys. I love a good pop culture, juicy saga, and this has everything. So I would, if you're not following this, if you just watch this show for politics, like, you know, let's put it this way. They're all leftists, and they're all getting what's coming to them. And I hope Justin Baldoni wins. I hope he bankrupts these assholes. I really, really do. All right, that's where I'm going to leave today's show. Please let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember to keep kicking ass and taking names, and to let thy will be done. Peace.